Hello and welcome. I am Pragya Bakshi from the Noida studios of Republic. We are bringing you the top stories of the hour, starting with the budget expectations. The big day is tomorrow. Today we take a look into what is the middle class expecting. The number 2 story that we are covering today is another hit and run, a repeat of the Pune and Mumbai hit and run today, Worli hit and run rather. Another story that we are bringing you today is the SC stay on the Kanwar Yatra. Let's begin with the headlines. The top code issued notice to Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand government on the Kanwar Yatra nameplate controversy. The SC has stayed the order. Modi government rolls back decades-old ban. Government employees can now participate in RSS activities.
Any uniformed organization, whether they are cultural or non-cultural, should not be permitted.
But opposition sees red over order, calls it politically motivated, says it's an attempt to promote RSS interests. Big face-off over Mamata's refuge to Bangladeshi's comment. Centre says Mamata can't decide.
सभी राजनीतिक दलों की विशेष जिम्मेवारी है कि हमने दल के लिए जितनी लड़ाई लड़नी थी लड़ ली। अब आने वाले 5 वर्ष के लिए हमें देश के लिए लड़ना है।
Prime Minister appeals to opposition to set aside bitterness, says they tried to silence him in Parliament.
Sir, with your permission, I rise to lay on the table a copy each of the following papers, both in Hindi and English versions. Economic Survey 23-24, Economic Survey 23-24 Statistical Appendix.
Nirmala presents Economic Survey, describes economy as being on a strong wicket and stable footing. And stand by for the most comprehensive budget breakdown with Arnab and team all day tomorrow. The Economic Survey 2023-24, tabled by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, sheds light on India's economic resilience despite the rising global uncertainties. The survey emphasized on a range of things such as sustained post-COVID recovery, stable inflation, and a positive investment climate driven by public and private sectors. The survey also called for continued domestic efforts to maintain growth and highlights the importance of a tripartite compact involving the government, private sector and public. Let's know more about this survey. We begin with the graduate employability. The survey stated that about 1 in 2 Indians are not yet readily employable after completion of graduation. The second is the Economic Survey also stated that the government's thrust on capex and sustained momentum in private investment has boosted capital information growth. The positive trends in residential real estate market indicate that the household sector capital formation is increasing significantly. The economic survey went on to state that the global energy price index has experienced a sharp decline in financial year 2024. On the other hand, the central government announced price cuts for LPG, petrol and diesel. The fact that tomato prices rose due to region-specific crop disease, early monsoon rains and logistical disruption was also noted by this economic survey. The survey also added that onion prices spiked because of rainfall during the last harvest season, affecting rabi onion quality, delayed sowing of kharif onion, prolonged dry spells impacting kharif production, and trade-related measures by other countries. Viewers, it is also interesting to note that India's electronics manufacturing sector accounted for an estimated 3.7% of the global market share in financial year 2024. In FY24, the export of textiles and apparel, including handicrafts, increased by 1%, reaching rupees 2.97 lakh crore. Easing the compliance requirements and financing bottlenecks facing MSMEs should be a priority as these small businesses contribute nearly 30% to the country's GDP and 45% to manufacturing output and provide employment to 11 crore people. The survey highlighted that over 2.62 crore has been built for the poor. Not only that, a mammoth 11.57 crore toilets were constructed under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The government also mentioned that 11.7 crore households are receiving tap water under the Jal Jeevan Mission. The economic survey is basically an insight into what we can expect in the budget. It also shows the performance of the country in the past financial year, and it helps us take an idea of what we can expect in the annual budget. Moving on to some other stories this hour. So talking about the budget again, India's research and development challenges. We have had reports recently that signify that India has been lagging behind as compared to China and the US in research and development. It has been a very long challenge that has been facing India since some decades. This includes growing patent activity. There have been disparities between India as compared to China and US on patenting, improving global rankings, in several surveys, whether it be on poverty, in fact, poverty has been a survey where India has been leading. However, food quality and related surveys have put India in the back foot rather. Also adding to the R&D challenges are PhD enrollment surge, in a brief but stirring address to the media ahead of the start of the budget session of Parliament on Monday, PM Narendra Modi called on the opposition to rise above their political interests and join the centre in its journey towards a Vikasit Bharat. Amid fears of the opposition resorting to its disruptive ploys against the centre, the PM said the Parliament must function smoothly. Here's a report.
Ahead of the budget session on Monday, PM Modi issued a stern message to the opposition. PM Modi asked the India Alliance to rise above narrow political interests and let Parliament function without disruptions. PM said the country was watching the lawmakers closely. He added that he expects the session to set the foundation towards fulfilling the aspirations of citizens.
140 करोड़ देशवासियों ने बहुमत के साथ जिस सरकार को सेवा करने का हुक्म किया है देशवासियों ने, उसकी आवाज को कुचलने का अलोकतांत्रिक प्रयास हुआ और इसका कोई पश्चाताप तक नहीं है, दिल में दर्द तक नहीं है। मैं आज आग्रहपूर्वक कहना चाहता हूं, देशवासियों ने हमें यहां देश के लिए भेजा है, दल के लिए नहीं भेजा है। ये सदन दल के लिए नहीं, ये सदन देश के लिए है। ये सदन सांसदों तक की सीमा तक नहीं है, 140 करोड़ देशवासियों की एक विराट सीमा करके ये लिए है।
The PM also said that it was a matter of pride for the country that the government will have the privilege to present its first budget in its third term. He said that the budget will set the course for the centre in taking the country for the next 5 years and fulfill its pledge of a Viksit Bharat by 2047.
आज का बजट हमारे उन 5 साल के कार्य की दिशा भी तय करेगा और ये बजट 2047 जब आजादी के 100 साल होंगे तब विकसित भारत का जो हमारा सपना है उस सपने को पूरा करने की मजबूत नींव वाला बजट लेकर के हम कल देश के सामने आएंगे।
PM Modi said that while the ruling alliance showed people the way forward, the opposition tried to mislead them. The Prime Minister added that the people have now decided that all elected members and then parties should work for the country and not for themselves.
देशवासियों ने अपना निर्णय दे दिया। अब चुने हुए सभी सांसदों का कर्तव्य है, सभी राजनीतिक दलों की विशेष जिम्मेवारी है कि हमने दल के लिए जितनी लड़ाई लड़नी थी लड़ ली। अब आने वाले 5 वर्ष के लिए हमें देश के लिए लड़ना है, देश के लिए जूझना है, एक और नेक बनकर के जूझना है।
PM Modi, through his address, set the tone for the budget session. But the big question remains, will the opposition strike a discordant note yet again?
A decades-long ban on government employees participating in RSS activities has been revoked. Congress leader Jairam Ramesh alleged that the decision followed an office memorandum from the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. The ban, which had been enforced since the tenure of former PM Atal Bihari Vajpayee, drew both criticism and praise from across the political aisle. Here's a report.
As the ban on the involvement of government employees in RSS events was revoked, the Congress claimed that the order came from the BJP-led central government. Congress General Secretary Jairam Ramesh posted an office memorandum which he claimed was issued by the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. The document in question pertains to the participation of government servants in the activities of the RSS. Speaking to Republic, actor-turned-BJP MP Arun Govil hailed the move, saying that the RSS was a respected wing of our country.
58 इयर्स बाद इस बैन को उठाया गया है और जयराम रमेश और तमाम कांग्रेस नेता कह रहे हैं कि गलत है, एग्रेसिव दल था इसीलिए उसको हटाया गया था, बैन इम्पोज था, इसको उठाना गलत है।
नहीं, उठाना बिल्कुल भी गलत नहीं। आरएसएस हमारे देश का एक अंग है और बहुत रेस्पेक्टेड अंग है।
However, AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi came down heavily on the government for the revocation of the ban.
Now, in government services, this ban has been continuing. Now, in my opinion, it is a wrong decision. Any uniformed organization, whether they are cultural or non-cultural, should not be permitted for the government servants. And the important point one must realize is that one must read the oath of RSS. when one becomes a member of RSS. Now, allowing government servants to participate in RSS activities is not at all good for our India's, pluralism, diversity. And the most important point, it shows that what are the allies doing? If it's an NDA government, what are the various parties who are supporting this NDA government doing? Are they agreeing?
Left leader N.K. Premachandran said the order to revoke the ban was strange.
It's a strange order from the part of the government of India because what is the logical intention of lifting the ban on government employees or bureaucrats working in RSS? And it is an aggressive organization once it was banned, and that is the reason by which the government employees are restricted from actively participating in the RSS activities. RSS was not cooperating. We have learned from the media that RSS was not cooperating and they were not actively participating in the election process during the last election. Just to satisfy the women fancy of the RSS, government has taken a strange decision that the the ban is lifted just to safeguard or just to satisfy the interests of the RSS organization. It is quite strange. It is I can't understand what is the reason by which it is lifted now.
Congress MP K.C. Venugopal also hit out at the centre for the rollback of the ban.
Actually, it is a very, very, very unfortunate moment from the government side. No, the government is not learning any lesson from the people verdict. That is what not only this issue. In every issue we can see that government is not learning any lesson from the people's verdict. Whether it is Kanwar Yatra, whether it is this order, everything is government is thinking that they have the power like earlier. They have totally mistaken. They will know it later.
BJP MP Manoj Tiwari also hailed the lifting of the ban as a welcome step.
मेरा मानना है कि ये बहुत ही स्वागत योग्य कदम है। धन्यवाद मोदी सरकार, धन्यवाद एनडीए सरकार जिन्होंने वो बैन हटाया। आरएसएस एक सांस्कृतिक सामाजिक संस्था है। इस देश में नैतिकता से परिपूर्ण नागरिक बने, देशभक्त नागरिक बने, उसका कोई स्कूल नहीं है। अगर कोई है तो उसका नाम है राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ। तो अगर देशभक्ति पूर्ण संस्कृति, भारतीय संस्कृति पूर्ण बनने से आप कोई रोक रहा है तो मैं नहीं समझता वो भारत का मित्र है।
As the decades-long ban on government employees participating in RSS activities now stands lifted, a larger debate to gain ground.
In a major development amid the sharply polarized debate on the UP government's diktat to eatery owners to display their names for the benefit of the Kanwadiyas, the Supreme Court has put an interim stay on the order, saying that neither the owners nor their staff should be forced to put their names out. Here's a report with all the latest updates.
In a setback to the Yogi government in Uttar Pradesh, the Supreme Court put an interim stay on its order asking eatery owners and staff on the Kanwad Yatra route to display their names. The Supreme Court ruled neither the eatery owners nor the staff should be forced to do this. The Apex Court bench scheduled the matter for the next hearing on July 26th. The ruling came on pleas by TMC MP Mahua Moitro and NGOs challenging the diktat on the ground that it might stoke communal tensions.
जिस समय मुझे जानकारी मिली थी कि इस तरह का सरकार का आचरण है, उसी समय मैंने कहा था कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट स्वयं इस बात को संज्ञान में ले और ऐसे कार्रवाई को रोके। जैसे दिया बुझने से पहले फड़फड़ाता है, जो सांप्रदायिक राजनीति खत्म हुई है, ये सांप्रदायिक राजनीति का दिया फड़फड़ा रहा है, इसलिए फैसला ले रहे हैं। सांप्रदायिक राजनीति खत्म होती है तो इसी तरीके से फड़फड़ाएंगे ये लोग।
और उसी तरीके से आपने देखा होगा कितने दिनों लगा हुआ प्रतिबंध, उस पाबंदी को भी हटा दिया है।
The Apex Court bench also questioned if the Kanwadiyas prefer service from people belonging to a certain community or social background. The lawyer for one of the petitioners said many poor vegetable and tea stall owners face economic hardships due to such directives. The lawyer argued that he also feared that the government might bulldoze the establishments of those who fail to comply with the order.
ये पूरी तरीके से पूरी व्यवस्था का संघीकरण करना चाहते हैं, उसको सबको संघ की निकर पहनाना चाहते हैं। बिल्कुल आप देख सकते हैं बीएचयू के अंदर वही कार्यक्रम हुआ, लगातार संघ के आरएसएस के कार्यक्रम हो रहे हैं। विद्यापीठ में आपने देखा अभी श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी की जयंती मनाई गई। अभी आपने लखनऊ में देखा प्रदेश कार्य समिति बीजेपी की हुई है, राम मनोहर लोहिया विधि विश्वविद्यालय के अंदर की गई है। तो पूरी तरीके से ये विश्वविद्यालय को और सरकारी तंत्र को जो अपने निष्पक्षता के साथ काम करता था उस सबको संघ का निकर पहनाने का काम कर रहे हैं और एसएस का जो है पैंट पहनाने का काम कर रहे हैं। निश्चित तौर से उस माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में मामला है और उसको तत्काल उसको रोक लगानी चाहिए। और क्योंकि ये कभी नहीं हुआ और देश के अंदर गरीब आदमी साधारण ठेला खुमचा कौन लगाता है? हमारे बनारस में आप देख लें, ज़्यादातर सोनकर समाज के लोग हैं, ज़्यादातर पासी समाज के लोग हैं, ज़्यादातर जाटो समाज के लोग हैं। पूरे आप सबको बांटना चाहते हैं। गरीबी अमीरी तो कर ही रहे हैं, अब ठेला खुमचे में भी आप गरीब और अमीर को लाना चाहते हैं। अडानी के घर जाते हैं आप शादी में, जाके वहाँ पे आशीर्वाद देते हैं। गरीब आदमी के दरवाजे कभी गए हैं?
With the Yogi government back on the foot after the Supreme Court's interim stay on the Kanwad order, it is to be seen now if the contentious directive is rolled back or not.
A major terror attack on the Indian Army's new established base was thwarted by the alert troops, and one Jawan of the Indian Army was injured while retaliating to the terrorists. Now the searches are underway in the area. Stay tuned to Republic TV for more updates on this right after this short break.